What is going on, guys? We're back here today. I got this great video, one I've been wanting to do for a while. It's my favorite type of video to do. We're talking about OU today. Little tier review. We got the DLC coming out next week, so I figured I'd do a final video just based on my thoughts on the metagame right now. They just updated the OU viability rankings as well. As you can see, a bunch of stuff got changed. So I figured it'd be good to talk about all that stuff. I got the ranks right here. I got the usage stats. I got all types of stuff here. I got the tournament discussion stuff, bro. Trust me, we got everything right here to discuss. So let's get right into that, man. I mean, we got the DLC coming up next week, which is very, very exciting. We're gonna get a bunch of new stuff, like all of the old legendaries, Landers, Heatran, like Kartana, all types of crazy stuff. It's definitely gonna change up the meta a lot. So, now that this chapter of the metagame is coming to a close, we could finally see it. Last time I did this vid, if you guys remember, Toxapex was an S rank, so you can see that, they've had some changes. But before I go any further, I do want to say, guys, thank you all for showing so much support lately on the videos. They've been doing great. So hyped for the new DLC. Thank you for showing support on the Brave browser. Go check that out. Best way to support me for free. Link in the description. Use it for 30 days. You get paid. I get paid. Completely private, free browser. And there's no ads on it as well. So it's like the best of both worlds. But appreciate y'all using that. So back to the video. So yeah, let's just hop right into it. I think we should go through the changes first, because I think that would be definitely good. Oh, what is this? Okay, sorry, the merch is not for sale. That's just it automatically is meant to pop up. So let's look at it. So first we have Aegislash going from A- to A. Aegislash special and mixed attacking sets are strong offensive options in the metagame that provide blah 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 blah. It's able to check Kyurem, Clefable, and Zem. I mean, that's true. Okay, so I see it going from A- to A. I definitely agree that it should be an A rank, and it's not on A-. Aegislash is very, very annoying, especially with specs. All it really needs is Shadow Ball and Flash Cannon. Blissey is the only thing that can really switch into those two moves. Everything else is dealt with by those, and it's crazy. But yeah, Mix is very strong as well. King Shield can be a threat. I don't think SD is very good. You see it now and then, but Toxapex is just too rampant for me to ever think SD is worth your time. But yeah, definitely. So yeah, looking through that, I think I kind of agree with that. I guess I'll go back to these after we look at the usage stats. I think it'd honestly be smarter for me to look at the usage stats. These are the usage stats for September. So we can see my boy Clefable is leading to the pack, 36%, which is somehow down. It's crazy that top 3 have less usage than they used to have. Don't even ask me how. Pussy Rillaboom has 31% usage, which is crazy. People love to spam that. We see Dragapult at 28%, or Shifu, the dark type version, at 27.5%. So yeah, interesting. I think what's really interesting is Volk is at 19%, which means Volk is on 1 in 5 ladder teams, which I did not expect. That's heinous. That's absolutely heinous. What is Volcarona doing with that much usage? That's crazy. Heavy Duty Boots has really got people acting up with this Pokemon, and it's very hard to beat, no matter the set. The Roost set is very hard to beat. Safeguard's tough. 3-attack offensive is very hard to beat as well. And with Heavy Duty Boots, it's actually able to take full advantage of its good defensive typing. Because Fire Bug, if you ignore the rock weakness, is actually pretty decent, You're able to switch into grass type moves, fairy type moves, steel type moves. You're also able to threaten back with Flame Body on so much stuff. So Volk is actually really, really good. And yeah, it's just crazy that Heavy Duty Boots let this mon that, like, what its set's going to be. It's going to be Heavy Duty Boots, but it doesn't matter. It's still 7th, which is crazy. I see Urshifu at number 4, which I should talk about. I think that's probably because of the Bandit set. I've seen a lot of bulk up sets with, like, Wicked Blow, Sucker Punch, Poison Jab, that crazy set with no close combat, or just like a Life Orb for attack. But all things considered, I think that the Bandit set is just the best. I've seen a lot of people using this Bandit set with Future Sight, Teleport, Slowbro, and that is really, really hard to deal with, because you Future Sight, and then the things that want to come into Urshifu are what? Like Toxapex and Clefable, but they can't take that plus a Future Sight. Nothing even takes a hit from Urshifu in the first place, and backed up by a Future Sight, that is very, very hard to deal with. Honestly, I'm starting to realize why people think Urshifu is broken, just because paired with Future Sight, it can be such a threat. I wouldn't ban it personally, but I understand why. Yeah, and I mean, Urshifu was an A+ rank as well, obviously. I mean, if we compare these two, the stats to the viability rankings, it matches up pretty well. Rillaboom's actually an A rank as opposed to A+ rank, and I agree. I don't think Rillaboom is an A+ rank mon at all. It's good, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it has checks. Pult will always do what it does. I think all of them these days run Thunderwave, Sub, Hex, Dragon Darts. I haven't seen much Specs at all recently, even though Specs is always good. It's mainly just spread status and then Dragon Darts and Hex. Because honestly, Dragapult is one of the only ways to check Volk, right? With Thunder Wave plus Dragon Darts, it's like one of the only ways. So I understand why this thing's usage is so high. And that thing is just one of the best utility mons in the game, right? Dragapult is not only pretty strong, but the speed is good, and you can run heavy duty boots and stuff like that to just kind of make them last forever. Drill at 26% is cool. I guess it's just, I mean, Drill's always been good. It's just a good rocker and a good spinner. It's consistency. It's able to block a lot of these fat pivots, right? Like Clefable gets checked by it. Peck sort of gets checked. It's able to check Mag, Togekiss, Blissey, stuff like that. Yeah, Drill is timeless. It's always going to be one of the premier removers no matter what, even with the ease of defog and stuff this time. Excadrill is still, it's just too good. We see it on a lot of sand builds as well. Hippo's one of the best Pokemon. You can see it's 13th in usage, right? So, yeah. Makes sense. Zero Aura 20%, which is also down. That's cool. I like Zero Aura going down in usage. This thing's very annoying to run into, but it's very, very good. In my opinion, the best set is the Heavy Duty Boots set. I think that's probably the most used set as well. Really, really hard to deal with that shit, man. Volt switching, knocking off, and then just doing that for the whole game. So basically, the top 10 is like literally this A+ rank. And then add in Rillaboom and then Magnezone, who are both in A rank. So, I mean, that fits pretty well, to be honest. So I just want to look if I have anything else important. I think this thread is unimportant. I can look at the OU 1695 stats, but no, that's what that is. Sorry. I just want to make sure I was looking at the right stuff. But we get into the 11 to 40 range, and then, I guess I'll talk about Magnezone being 10th and Corviknight being 9th. Corv being 9th is pretty cool. I mean, it checks Rillaboom and Drill very, very well, and it's able to also take on Dragapult pretty nicely if you have special defense EVs. Yeah. So Corviknight's going to be timeless. I don't even think it's that good these days. I'm actually surprised its usage is up. I think it's definitely fallen off in quality over the last couple of months, especially since June. I think it's been mid. But hey, it's always going to be one of those mons that's just consistent, and it's like the type of pivot that sometimes you just need to have on your team, right? And it is good at what it does, right? Can't complain. Alright, so now we got Togekiss. Oh no, I didn't talk about Magnezone. Yeah, Magnezone is just there to trap the Corviknights, but other than that, I mean, the analytics set is actually quite a threat. I think people sleep on the potential of that a lot. Magnapult, don't get me wrong, is very good, but I would only run Specs Magnezone. Body Press is not a bad set at all. Body Press is good too. I just personally only like Specs. I think Scarf is really, really bad. Maybe Scarf will have some usage in the next meta shift, who knows. But I really don't like Scarf at all. I'm happy for Magnezone to get checked. I'm happy for all of these mons to get checked by Heatran when he comes back. Clef, dumpstered. Volk, dumpstered. There's no hidden power anymore. Pex, dumpstered. Corvin, Mag, dumps. It's going to be great. It's going to be great when Heatran comes back and fucks all this stuff up. But yeah, Magnezone is just a good mon because of its double stab. Nothing can really switch into that. Ferrothorn isn't consistent because of Volt Switch, and nothing else can really switch into Flash Cannon plus T-Bolt. The fact that this Agent Zone is top 10, though, is very, very nice. Impressive. Well done. While the first 9 are complete pussy picks, GOAT Magnezone being 10th definitely brings a tear to my eye, so I can't complain. Togekiss at 11th, another lame-ass pick. Everybody and their mommy is using Scarf on the ladder. It's hella annoying. They use it all to fix their hyper offense as the last mon. You always see it on these Excadrill Rillaboom HOs. Yeah, I mean, the defensive set with Heavy Duty Boots is very good too. Again, it's just a good defensive pick. I haven't seen Nasty Plow Togekiss too much lately. What's its rank? B+ rank. Wow, it's actually ranked quite low on viability, which I agree with. In tournament, I don't even think that shit's good. It loses to so much of this shit. Like, in theory, it's good, but like, people be gassing it up. It's okay. Scarf's probably the best set. Cinderace is banned. Hippo at 13th. Yeah, everybody loves Hippo. It's just a consistent rocker that people can't seem to get enough of. This is all of it. This is all it runs, or that runs Rock Slide. They're all Spadef these days as well. Oops. Let me get that so you can see. Yeah, they're all Spadef these days as well. Which is just the name of the game now. Like, people want these to take on the Dragapults and the Volks and all that stuff and spread Toxic with ease, and you can pair it up with basically other defensive Pokemon. And Hippowdon is probably like the most consistent rocker. Alongside like Ferrothorn or whatever. Yeah. Mandibuzz 14th. Mandibuzz, similar to Corviknight, is just good at keeping the support. I have a Mandibuzz team, I'm pretty sure here. Where are my Mandibuzz teams? Do I? Yep, right here. Foul Play, Ruse, Defog, U-Turn. So recently I've been running a little bit of speed. I think this one's faster than Rotom, which is pretty cool. And other 211, Monster hit 211 speed. Mandibuzz in general, dude, when you just mix its defensives, it's really good. It's just a great panic button to so many mons that could be annoying, like +2 Excadrill, or Shifu if you need to take a close combat, you know, at the right time. U-turn gives good pivoting, and yeah. The only thing I don't like about Mandibuzz is that if you get hit by a knockoff, you're then weak to rocks. Corviknight doesn't really worry about that because it's just neutral to rocks, but Mandibuzz definitely has to deal with that. Blissey 15th. Blissey's annoying as hell. See it on a lot of people's teams. I haven't been using it, but yeah, it's definitely good. It's really good for stopping cheap shit like Kyurem, so I can't complain. But it can get really taken advantage of by stuff like Sub Dragapult, Rillaboom, or Shifu, etc. I think you should run Thunder Wave on it just to like make sure you cripple stuff. Amoonguss 16th. See hella people running Amoonguss as well. I haven't really used it too much, but it's good. It's able to check Rillaboom. But all in all, I don't even think it's that good. Let me look at its viability rank. Where do we have it here? B rank. Where is it? Am I blind? Yo, is it not ranked? What the hell? Yo, where's Amoonguss? Oh, it's not even ranked. Wow. Oh, wait, it got added to A- in July. Wait, did I not see it then correctly? What the hell? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Maybe it's not added. Either way, Amoonguss is definitely an A-rank Pokemon. He's doing good. It's annoying. It's good at being just a good check to HO, and if you pass Spore, you're always going to be annoying. There's nothing else to say. Spore is one of the most annoying moves to deal with. Aegislash 17th. We already talked about how good Aegislash is with the viability rankings. And then when we go through the rest of these, let's see. Ferrothorn being 18th is actually a little disappointing. I cannot believe a mon like Ferrothorn has fallen in usage to 18th. You can see in the viability it's still considered A rank. But the fact that it dropped to 18th is really insane. Almost as insane as Hydreigon 34th, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Ferrothorn 18th is nuts, right? I don't know what is going on with this metagame. And as the other things come back, Ferrothorn will only get worse. Like, Tapus are going to come back, and they're all going to make Ferrothorn its bitch, except for Feeny. And with Zone's usage so high, right now, I can only see Zone's usage going up, because it is a decent check to Tapus. It would run Scarf for those. But yeah. So I think Ferrothorn will continue to go on a downward trend, especially because rocks aren't that important. You see so many Volks. Yeah, interesting. Komodo going down as well. People are not choosing to use that thing as their rocker of choice. Everybody wants to run Rocks Clef. Nobody wants to run a different rocker. So Helmet Komodo is also going down in the gutter. You never see that. T-Tar, I think T-Tar's pretty damn good with Stealth Rocks or Band. Yeah. Kyurem, I like all variations of Kyurem, Dragon Dance, Icicle Spear, Specs. They're all great. Underrated mon, really. I mean, it only spams its Ice type move for the most part. I don't think it should be 20th. I think it could be above some of these guys. Rotom Heat is just the world's best defensive Pokemon. Fucks up all 5 of these guys and fucks up 3 of these guys. So yeah, he's always gonna be great. 22nd again is just disrespectful. He's A- rank, but he's not as bad as Komodo and shit. I think he's way better. Rhyperior being an A- rank is pretty crazy too, but that thing is insane with Band. And then we just kind of have like your random attack mons that people sometimes bring, like Hawlucha. You'll sometimes have on your Rillaboom team. Or Shifu Rapid Strike, which you'll see on a random team or on a Rain, Toxtricity, Crawdon, etc. It's a Scizor. Hydreigon being 34th is really pathetic. I don't know what happened. I don't know why people don't like this thing. I know Dragapult's on every team, which is kind of annoying, and Clef is too, but what the hell? I mean, I guess the top 10 is pretty annoying for this thing. Volk, Zero Aura, and Dragapult, they all smoke it. But Nasty Plot, Hydreigon will forever be one of the most dangerous mons to run into. So, yeah. I mean, I understand why people aren't using it, because Blissey is running around a lot too now. It's 15th in usage, as you can see, and Nasty Plot Hydreigon does have trouble breaking through that thing. You need to get pretty lucky and then hit your +2 Draco and all that shit. But yeah, Kyurem and Hydreigon have the same problem in that sense. I think Hatterene's actually pretty good, but the usage is pretty low, which is tough. What's Hatterene ranked? B rank? I think it's B+, personally. Jirachi 36, I think Jirachi's ass. Ditto 37, I don't use Ditto, it's for noobs. Alakazam is ass. Rhyperior is incredibly fucking good with Choice Band. I think Rocks is really bad, but Choice Band is really, really savage. Ever since I used it in that first live a few months ago, I remember I was like, wow, this thing is crazy. And its usage in Smogon tournaments is outlandish. Everybody's using that. It has some of the highest usage in the game. And I mean, it makes sense too. Choice Band is just really hard to beat. Earthquake, Stone Edge, Heavy Slam, Heat Crash is able to basically nuke the whole meta. Look, everything on here gets one hit KO'd by Rhyperior, except for Urshifu, I think can take. Everybody else gets one hit KO'd. Corflifts too. A rank, Heat Crash Oko's Amoonguss, by the way, which is heinous. All these guys are just getting messed up. So I think Choice Band Rhyperior is one of the best mons. Seriously, I think it's like a top 20 mon. And it's one of the best offensive threats because nothing can Oko that shit for the most part. Like Excadrill loses 1v1, Vulcan Zero Aura lose if Vulcan doesn't have Giga Drains, or Shifu doesn't even kill it with CC. So it's cool, man. Rhyperior is tight. But that's basically a look at the tier. We see the top 10 is pretty lame, barring Magnezone. And now let's look at the updates, you know, going forward. So we see Aegislash went up. Rhyperior, they moved from B+ to A-. I still think Swords Dance is pretty mediocre. It's definitely not bad, just because Rhyperior is bulky enough to wall some teams to hell him back. Mantine is an alternative defog option used to counter Volcarona. Yeah, that's pretty clean, actually. Mantine is not too bad. You're able to check Rain. Urshifu Water is, like, being used a lot more. It's still not that great of a switch-in because CC fucks this thing up, and if it has Thunder Punch, goodbye. But, I mean, it beats Volk in a defog, so it's kind of cool. Primarina, everybody loves Primarina these days. Sub-CM is the set to use with either Draining Kiss or Moonblast. If you think back to the game we saw with Solwind versus ABR, both of them were using a Calm Mind Primarina, and both put in some work. Yeah, really, really good mon, truly. I wonder how it's going to face competition from Tapu Fini. I feel like that'll be really interesting to see. I think Primarina's way better at pulling an offensive roll-off, but you got to think that Fini has access to Taunt, better speed, Misty Terrain, so... But Primarina's faster and has Draining Kiss, so something to think about. Zarude went from unranked to B. I have seen some pretty crazy Zarude games, actually. I think my boy X-Ray had a crazy game where he just bulked up and 6-0'd this guy because he just couldn't get past the jungle healing. It was just healing up. Even 25% was too much because Zarude's bulk is actually quite decent. It can actually be very challenging to kill, so I like that. Cobalion and B-. Cobalion's an interesting option as Stealth Rock that is capable of soft checking a number of common options, such as Kyurem, Crota, and Rillaboom, while also countering Bisharp and resisting Wicked Blow. It has great speed and can generate momentum with Volt Switch too. I've seen this in a few tournament games by this guy named Ayo. It looked pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, it was able to get up rocks quite a few times and Volt Switch out, and it is true that it can check Rillaboom and shit. But it is just way too weak, which is why I don't like it. But I guess you can give it a Rocky Helmet and kind of get something out of it. Slowking as a pivot, except it provides more special bulk than physical bulk. I'll always love Slowking, but Slowbro is just better. I don't know the point of using Slowking unless you need it to take like random Moonblasts from Clef, but yeah. Far prefer Slowbro. Scent Scorch is a heavy duty boots, abusing wind condition with Coil. It destroys Volk, which I feel like people sleep on. Can check Clefable and some Kyurem. Yeah, it's pretty whack. I liked Druddigon on that HO team. That's it. You just run it with Glare. That's it. Indeedee is for the terrain with expanding force. Lycanroc is another. Rock Dusk is the sand one. And then let's look at some drops because I'm glad that they put Pex in A+. Pex is fantastic, but it's very true that a lot of Pokemon are able to take care of it. You can see the psychic stuff. Clefable with Magic Guard, for example, coming in for free. Pex is still very, very good. Definitely the second best mon in the game. Zam is falling off as well. Too many Corviknights and Aegislashes and shit. Doesn't make sense to use it. Rain Seeps have fallen off in usage as well. So yeah, that makes sense. They've just gone down. Lack of a strong breaker. Bear Scoot is not enough. We got Bisharp here going down to C+, which sucks because Urshifu's on everybody's team, making it very hard to put. Because how can you run two dark types like that? Two physical dark types, right? Grimmsnarl going down to C+. Because people do not be running screens hyper offense too much anymore. That's a fact. Going forward in this metagame, we're going to see less, or going into this metagame, we've seen a lot less screens HO. We've seen people more likely to just want to use Excadrill, Rillaboom, Hawlucha maybe, and then more sweepers. Nobody has time for setting up screens. At least that's how people are looking at it these days. Rotom Wash goes down to C rank. Nobody sees Rotom Wash anymore because it's like, why would you use it? It's ass, which is crazy. Rotom Heat just purely outclasses this as a fire resist and just a resist to everything. Yeah, Barrascuda goes down to C-. Fringe option on dying out Rain teams. It's okay. Rain's gonna come back and get fucking broken when Tornadus and all them are back. Zapdos, etc. Sticky Webs have gone down. Sticky Webs are still kind of there, but you gotta have them come from Ribombi. Ribombi's the only one good at setting up webs. These two suck at setting up webs. And then Jellicent, I've never fucking played a Jellicent. So, yeah, looking at the viability rankings, they haven't changed too much. I mean, I do like this. I do like the changes that they did make. I think they're giving attention to good Pokemon like Rhyperior. Rising Aegislash was good as well. Mantine, Primarina. And then the things they dropped were good too. I think they made a good decision to drop Alakazam, which is ass. They're talking about how rain teams are falling off in viability, which, I mean, we'll see with the new generation what that really means. Not the new generation, sorry, with the new DLC. You know, we're getting introduced to all these things that will provide big threats to rain teams, but also boons to rain team, right? Like Tornadus, for example, will mess up an opposing rain team, but it's also going to be great for rain teams. Think about rain teams that are now just going to use Coco, because it just, you know, it just provides a nice synergy. I'm not talking so you can use Thunder. You don't need to use Thunder. It has Rising Voltage if you really want to use a special move. But the point stands, you could use Thunder. But you get what I'm saying, right? It just gives more options. Rillaboom, I mean, sorry, not Rillaboom. Grassy Glide, Tapu Bulu will be a big threat for rain teams too. So there's a lot of stuff to think about how things are going to get affected. Looking forward, you can even think of all the other weathers and how they're getting affected. You guys know Heatran's coming back, right? So Sun, Magma Storm, Timid Heatran is now, I mean, sorry, not Magma Storm, Eruption, Timid Heatran is now powerful. So in the Sun, we'll probably see a lot of like modest, Timid Specs Heatran, Timid Scarf Heatran. It's going to be very, very hard to deal with. And I mean, that'll be cool. We'll see how the weather game sort of transitions as well. But yeah, I guess my final look at the metagame going forward with this one, I think this metagame, I mean, it's gone through some ups and downs, right? So first we had the game come out in November 2020, right? Or 2019, November 2019, and Pokemon Home came out in February. So the first 3 months of the metagame were pretty hectic. They banned Dynamax, banned Galarian, Darmanitan, all that shit, and it made sense for sure. So slowly but surely, we got to the Pokemon Home meta, and when the Pokemon Home meta came around, a lot of annoying stuff got introduced, like Teleport, Clefable, and all that stuff. So for a few months, I thought the metagame was a little bit stagnant. When June DLC came around with Scyther and all of them, I thought it was great in the beginning, but slowly but surely, OU became pretty slow, I'd say. The games in general became pretty slow paced, and what I mean by that is, well, let me look at this. I want to look at this tournament thread, because I know I saved this for a minute, for a reason. So we got the Smogon Snake Draft 2020 OU discussion. So this is just a Smogon tournament, which is just the most recent Smogon tournament featuring OU games. So I don't want to look at the replays. Rather, I want to look at some of the usage statistics. So let's look at some recent usage statistics. I don't want to go back to the early September ones, but it is nice that they keep all this stuff so organized. So if we look right here at week 6 usage stats for OU, we can see Clefable found 65% usage on 26. It was used 26 times, right? Which is just ridiculous. I think there's 20 OU games, right? 20 OU games means 40 opportunities to use Clefable. 26 out of 40 is 65%. Okay. Jesus Christ. So that means every game has a Clef, basically, almost. Yeah, dude, I don't know how we're supposed to fix this. This is something I would want changed. I don't want Clefable to have this dominating usage. I think it's very frustrating that this mon is so annoying. It's not like traditionally broken. It's not unkillable or too strong, right? But it's just so, oh my god, it's so annoying. Every single team, the amount of stuff it can do in this metagame is atrocious as well. Calm Mind, Trick, Knockoff, Thunder Wave, Teleport, Wish Protect, Aromatherapy, Unaware. Like, it's the list is ridiculous. Dragapult 35% usage in tournament makes sense. Urshifu 32%. Yup, it's broken. Corviknight, Excadrill 0. So I mean, the top 10 usage mons are actually, this is like the top 10 usage mons almost. Except Rotom, Heat, and Kyurem make an appearance. And you can see stuff like Hatterene, which had such a garbage usage, 33 on the ladder. But then in tournament, Hatterene is number 12. And it has a very high win rate. Look at this. 5 out of 7 win rate. Pretty great. You can see Kyurem has a dog shit win rate, 3 out of 8. Rotom Heat has a 5 out of 8 win rate. Magnezone has a 5 out of 8 win rate. Rillaboom 6 out of, what's it called? Wait, it's Rillaboom 6 out of 9. Urshifu 70% win rate, which is pretty clutch, which is very, very clutch. So that's 9 wins out of 13. So I'm pretty impressed by some of these. You can see Hatterene, Blissey, that stuff is kind of gravitated in the same area. Tangrowth, Mandibuzz, those types of pivots, really anti-hazard shit, boots shit. No, other than that, I mean, you got some type of stuff, but you don't really see too much innovation. This guy used Scyther and won, but he hacked. It was very poorly played. You see some other stuff in DD, other memes like that, but for the most part, you don't see anything too crazy. There's not a lot of freedom to bring something too crazy. Like, look at this. This tournament, there was nothing too crazy brought. Not to say that there has to be, but yeah, if we look at the week before, Clefable and Dragapult had even more usage, but Mandibuzz and Rhyperior were banging on their chest this week for some reason. This is before people, I guess, realized their Shifu was broken as hell. Magnezone goes 5-0, so that's when people were starting to understand Magnezone's true power in this metagame about a week or two ago. I'm trying to find the replay where I saw the straight up sweep from the Zarude. I want to say it's this one. So this will give you a nice example of how Zarude can just be crazy. Oh, what? Why is this? Oh, man. Is that better? Alright, bet. So I'll just show you this really quick. We'll put this on hyper fast. Watch for Zarude to come in. So he goes to Zarude here on the Pex, bulks up, takes a knockoff, loses his Miracle Seed, power up to 74%. And if you'll see that he really is just not able to take on Zarude. It's too strong. And I mean, I know right now it takes a minute, but he bulks up there. He has to play it correctly, so he gets a little bit of chip on the Clef before he goes to it. He paralyzes the Clef, blah, 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 blah. When's Zarude coming in? Finally, here we go. So Zarude bulks up again, U-turns out. At this point, Clef is completely dead. He goes for Wisp, but it's too late. Look at this. Look at this. Jungle Healing has him covered. He keeps going for it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My boy's back to full. Wisp again, bulk up again. It doesn't matter. Jungle Healing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This guy can go for as many subs as he wants. That U-turn isn't going to do anything. He's going to keep on going for Jungle Healing. He's trying to PP stall the Darkest Lariat, right? But Darkest Lariat has way too much PP. Jungle Healing even has 16 as well. So this thing is really, really annoying to deal with. And Zarude is actually going to end up getting +6 because he can just not threaten it. And that's a wrap. It's going to kill literally everything. He gets the haze at the end, but it doesn't matter because this Zarude literally just bulks up again and fucking kills everybody. So don't sleep on Zarude. This thing is definitely a threat. I knew I saw a game where that thing went completely mental. So shouts to X-Ray for that. Very just demonic game. But yeah, going past the usage, I want to see what they had to say because I know there were some posts in here, I'm sure. Possible week 2 trend Terrakion. Brother, that's not a possible trend. Ain't nobody using Terrak when Urshifu exists. But looking at this metagame, yeah, I think we hit like a stagnant point with the DLC after June. And the metagame became very slow-paced. I think Clefable is mainly to blame for that. I think Smogon wasted a lot of time with the Cinderace suspect test. It didn't make sense, especially because we should retest it when all the new stuff comes. So what was the point? I do think DLC is going to, you know, help this metagame a lot. We have a lot of cool stuff coming in. It's definitely going to be hectic for the beginning stages of the metagame, but that's usually healthy in the beginning. Plus, it's fun to at least have stuff come back. Not to mention, a lot of stuff is going to be dropped down. I believe everything that's not a cover legendary is returning. So if we go to the Ubers tier, all these dudes that aren't cover legendaries are coming back. My boy Cinderace is coming back. Darm's coming back. Dracovish is coming back. Wait, Kieran Black is a cover legendary. His ass is not coming back. Mag will come back. I think Marshadow will come back. Melmetal, yup. So a lot of these dudes will be back, right? It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. Truly, like, there's a lot of stuff that's coming back. I mean, I assume all these guys are getting rebanned. I don't see why Darm, Dracovish, and all those guys. Unless Agent Seismitoad needs to come back and save the day with 90% usage again for Dracovish, but I don't think that's healthy. So either way, yeah, we'll see where the metagame goes. I don't think Clefable is going to be dethroned from its #1 position. But there is a lot of stuff that used to just fuck the game up that's coming back, right? Like even, look at, let's look at Gen 7 Ubers too, hold on. Let's look at Gen 7 Ubers and see which one of our boys are coming back. We got Genesec's bitch ass, Blaziken, Deoxys is coming back. Again, these things are probably going to get rebanned, but yeah. Landorus, oh god, nasty Landorus. Naga. Yeah, so, I mean, we'll see. For the beginning stages of the metagame, it'll be very offensive. We'll be seeing Clefs getting lit up left and right. But that's about that for my final wrap-up of the gen. Going for, I mean, I'd give this metagame shift like a 5 out of 10. pretty boring if you ask me. Played it, laddered it. It was alright. I got number 10 quite a few times. The interesting thing is I'd say the ladder was the easiest, right? As right now, I'd say ladder was the easiest. I got number 10. I got top 10 and like 2070 on the ladder just like a few weeks ago using like fun teams. So I would say ladder right now is like definitely the easiest, but I'd say that it's not that fun. Like you can use some shit, but like it's just slow, man. It's just slow. We need a change of pace. And I'm not even saying the metagame is too stally, because I use offense for the most part too. And even I like a good balance here and there. Like look at this team, for example. I like this team. This is a great balance. It's pretty fat. I don't know. We just need to stop the fat mons such as Clefable from being as centralizing. And I would even be down for something to be done about Dragapult and Urshifu. Annoying asses on every single team. I don't like how good the best mons are right now. I know stuff like Landorus used to have that effect in Gen 7, but yeah. That's about that. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'm going to catch you soon. Hope you guys, drop a like, and yeah, peace.